He was skinny as a rake, like 2x4, ugly as sin, born premature. Mother had trouble trying to take to a kid that looked like a garden rake. Our sons are sons, and Dad wasn't proud. Didn't make him feel like one of the crowd. Wood-cutting boys from up in the sticks laughed at the sight of Earl.
Wimp!
He was treated like scum, and he felt like dirt. Couldn't lift a chainsaw, make it work. Father often said that he didn't have a clue. Mother didn't feed him, and he hardly grew.
Hungry, I'm hungry.
So Earl disappeared for 15 years. Father didn't miss him, and his mother didn't care. After a while, they forgot about Earl, and his girlfriend said, "Who cares?" Stun, 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 Earl. Stun, 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 Earl. Stun, 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 Earl. In this little town, life went on the same till one hot July, and no rain came. Great big fire set the country ablaze, and everyone cutting fire breaks. Ah, they saw it and they saw it, but they couldn't outrun the smoky fumes and the fiery tongues. They were losing fast, it was looking bad. Who would save their town? Save me! Save me! And nobody knew, neither foe nor friend, that Earl had grown to 7'10". Arms like cupboards, legs like trees, fists like hammers, and hairy knees. Shave me! Shave me! Far off in the woods above the din and the roar came a sound nobody had heard before. Trees were falling like a tidal wave to a monster John's red chainsaw. Chainsaw Earl. Chainsaw Earl. Chainsaw Earl. His cutter bar was 10'2", turned the air all purple and blue. Tasmanian devil in 20 minutes flat made the landscape look just like Iraq. With the trees all limbed and the firebreak made, the townsfolk saved from a charcoal grave. People gathered, shouted and cheered. Hooray! For this forest disposal unit. Lighting up a smoke, he laid the chainsaw down, said,
"I'm the guy who saved your town."
Then Earl knocked over a drum of gas just as he threw away his match. All the gas exploded and the town burned flat, and Earl ran off just like a scalded cat. It's been 15 years, his father said,
and he's still as stunned as me arse.
Stunned as me arse. Stunned as me arse. Stunned as me arse was Earl.
Like to go hunting, hunting in the fall. Like to go hunting, answer the hunting call.
Got to get me moose, boy! Well, first to get a moose license, you apply for 6 whole years at $35 a crack, old man, with a partner for half shares. And when you get the license, cock is area 28. Nowhere near civilization, 300 miles away. But I got to get me moose, boy!
Like to go hunting, hunting in the fall. Like to go hunting, answer the hunting call.
Got to get me moose, boy! To get you where you're going, it's a Hilton on 4 wheels. gets easily stuck and the gas tank leaks and something up front squeals. We met four fellas on a trip and we got on the beer. They were on their way to our backyards and we was off to theirs. Get me moose, boys.
Like to go moose hunting, hunting in the fall. Like to go moose hunting, answer the hunting call.
Got to get me moose, boys. Trotting on the bogs for miles with a pack sack on your back, and you know he's always just ahead, the fresh buttons in his tracks. Well, maybe he can hear his voice, or maybe it's his snout. I know's not hard to get a whiff away after 5 or 6 days out. Oh, got to get me moose, boys.
Like to go moose hunting, hunting in the fall. Like to go moose hunting, answer the hunting call.
Got to get me moose, boys. At last we saw a great big bull, and oh my, what a fuss. 14 shots and a run, he started chasing us. Ha! But when we got him killed, me lads, I had to pinch his gut. My manly hunting instincts left, and my supper all heaved up. Got to get the moose, boys.
Like to go moose hunting, hunting in the fall. Like to go moose hunting, answer the hunting call.
Got to get the moose, boys. Jack, we got to lug him out to a point to have along. But my next partner will be a wrestler twice as big and strong. And never again will I go out across the bog so far. I'll
It's the 24th of May and we likes to get away, up in the woods or going out the bay. There's all kinds of places, but the place we likes to get is up on the highway in the gravel pits. We loves to go out in the good old gravel pits. We loves to go out there when life gets smelly. We can spray paint our names on the face of the cliff. Go up to the Irving for a Coke and chips. Hitches up the camper and out of town we go, out on the highway with everything in tow. The dog is in the back seat and grandfather's drunk. The youngster's in the trailer and the wife is in the trunk. It's the 24th of May and we likes to get away, up in the woods or going out the bay. There's all kinds of places, but the place we likes to get is up on the highway in the gravel pits. John is coming over and Sue and Henry too. We polish off a bottle and a pot of loose stew. We tell a few stories and an awful lot of lies. Green boughs on the fire to keep away the flies. The youngsters gets excited and they starts to bounce and jump. And when we piles in the car and goes up to the dump, it's cheaper than a movie, so we all sits and stares up by the garbage pile looking at the bears. It's the 24th of May and we likes to get away, up in the woods or going out the bay. There's all kinds of places, but the place we likes to get is up on the highway in the gravel pits. Flies a Newfie flag on an old spruce pole and drowns a few worms in a tractor mud hole. And listens to the radio, he plays it good and loud. A scoff on the Coleman stove is bound to draw a crowd. And when the weekend's over and we're headed back to town, a half-inch of sloppy snow lying on the ground, $100 for a butt who wants to be rich. We just had a lovely time out in the pits. It's the 24th of May and we likes to get away, up in the woods or going out the bay. There's all kinds of places, but the place we likes to get is up on the highway in the gravel pits. Is up on the highway in the gravel pits.
Dear Mr. Ford, I dearly loved my van. My 85 F-150 was a beauty when it ran, but it didn't run a long, long time, so I buried it in the ground. Sure, it makes a little bit of smell, but it never makes a sound. 'Cause things fell off and things let go, and nuts loosened up, and I was always being told things would cease and refuse to work, and I always felt like a real jerk out there on the road when my van wouldn't go. So I got sick of dragging it home. Wouldn't it rot your socks? Just as I fixed one thing on, another thing fell off. So I buried it in the ground with a 4-inch pipe up through her. And now I got me an 85 F-150 Econoline sewer. And things fell off and things let go, and nuts loosened up, and I was always being told things would cease and refuse to work, and I always felt like a real jerk out there on the road when my van wouldn't go. So, dear Mr. Ford, got thinking the other day, you know, myself and the other fellas kinda like the old interior, I guess we're willing to pay. We're ordering a brand new van with them seats custom made. I'm gonna park it on top of the sewer pipe, and that's where it's going to stay. Things won't fall off and won't let go, nuts won't loosen up, I won't need a tow. Things won't cease or refuse to work, though I might look like a real jerk every time I got to go. But it will pleasure me to know that my outhouse will be a Ford.
To wake up in the morning to the quiet of the cove and hear Aunt Bessie talking to herself, and to hear poor Uncle John mumbling wishes to old Nell, it made me feel like everything was fine. I was born down by the water, it's here I'm gonna stay. I've searched for all the reasons why I should go away, but I haven't got the thirst for all those modern day toys, so I'll just take my chances with those saltwater joys. Following a little brook as it trickles to the shore in the autumn when the trees are flaming red, kicking leaves that fall around me, watching sunset paint the hills. It's all I'll ever need to feel at home. This island that we cling to has been handed down with pride by folks who fought to live here, taking hardships all in stride. So I'll compliment her beauty, hold on to my goodbyes, and I'll stay and take my chances with those saltwater joys. How can I leave those mornings with the sunrise on the cove and the gulls like flies surrounding Clayton's Wharf? Platter's Island wrapped in rainbow,